Yo, what's up, world? My name is Barry Elam. I am a auto broker by day, policeman by night. For those of you that don't know what a auto broker is, or any type of broker is for that matter, we are basically the middleman between you and the dealership. Is a easier way of saying it. The difference with me is I'm not really uh, let's use this word, but greedy. I'm not really trying to tax you, the person. If at all possible, I like to charge the dealership for my services. Um, Depending on what I do for you, some additional fees may be involved, which of course all that's discussed at the beginning of our negotiations or the beginning of our contract. Um, it's really not near as complicated as it sounds. Also, on the side, from being a broker, I sell cars here and there, and I dibble and dabble. I've been in the car business for over a decade now. Um, as I said, I'm also a policeman. I've been a policeman for 5 years. Uh, so that's about me. But that's not what I came to talk to you about. This is the first episode of Iceberg Investment Podcast, also known as the BNU Auto Sales Podcast. BNU is the name which I sell my cars under. That's basically the business name. The B stands for Braden, which is my son's name, and the U stands for Unique, which is my daughter's name. There, in the picture behind me there, pretty much named the company after them. um, just that's what I do everything for, so why not? But back to the tax at hand, what I came to talk to you about on the very first episode of BNU Auto Sales Podcast is why or how to buy a vehicle from a dealership or how it actually works. I get asked all the time, how does financing work? And people ask me, why was the salesman so greedy? Why was he trying to take all my money? He was adding on extra stuff. He was trying to get all my money. Talking about the salesman. So I'll have to start there. First of all, the salesman is just a moving piece to the operation between you and the bank. So basically, you got the bank is who you're really dealing with. Because without the bank's approval, you're not going to get the car if you're trying to finance. And they're going mainly based off your credit, pretty much solely based off your credit, whether they're going to approve you or not. So you got the bank, and you got the floor manager who's on the phone with the bank, or possibly the finance manager could be in the back of the building speaking with the bank on your behalf. Usually, if the floor manager's too busy to do so. And then you got your salesman. And then the salesman is who's running back and forth talking to you between you and the floor manager. You still with me? All right, good. So once you come in the dealership, you're met by the salesman. The salesman has been pressured to show you a car, make sure you don't leave without buying a car from his upper management, which is mainly the floor manager. So as soon as you go on the lot, somebody will come up to you, telling you the benefits of the vehicle that you may be looking at, or trying to turn you onto a vehicle, stuff of that nature. Their main goal is to get you to drive the vehicle and get you emotionally involved. Once you're emotionally involved, they want to get you to sit down and as quick as possible close the deal. Uh, but you buying the car, of course, because the salesman don't eat, the floor manager don't eat. Pretty much nobody in the building eats unless you buy a car. So, with that being said, the salesman is powerless in negotiations. There are some that may try to, uh, I guess, I won't say finagle, but they may try to negotiate and get a little extra money. But honestly, these days, that's not really going on anymore. They're really just trying to sell you the car. Like I said, they can't eat unless they sell you the car. Most salesmen are just doing whatever the floor manager says. There may be a greedy floor manager. That's more likely to happen. But nevertheless, I'd say 85% of the time, they just want to get you approved and want you to leave with a vehicle. If not that day, maybe later on in the week. But they're not.
They don't want to lose your business. If you got good enough credit to get approved for a vehicle, no matter what the bank is saying that you want to pay down, the floor manager wants you to leave with that vehicle. And so does the salesman, obviously. And as far as the myth of the salesman trying to get rich off of you, they have most of them at most dealerships have set fees. Usually it's $100 flat if they sell a brand new vehicle. That's right. A brand new vehicle usually pays you less than a used vehicle. This is 2021, so I'll tell you, usually a Chevy Silverado or GMC truck like that. If you're at a Chevy dealership, if you're at a Ford dealership, F-150, of course, F-250, things of that nature, in the range of 2016, 17, maybe even still 15, those are where the salesman's going to hit the jackpot. He may make anywhere from 500 to $1,000, depending on how long the dealership has had that vehicle. But like I said before, the main thing you need to remember is the salesman. I'll turn this. Hopefully you've been able to hear me. I've had that on the whole time. But the salesman is powerless in pretty much negotiation between you and the bank. And the floor manager really can't get involved till the bank says, yes, you are approved. Now, if you go in there with a credit score of 590, or let's say 620, make it more feasible, it's possible to get approved with a 590, but it's less likely. You need to go through a special type of financier. But that'll be on another episode. Say you're going there with 620, you're looking at a 2020 Tahoe. Those things are ranging around 60,000 still, maybe a little bit more. So if you have a 620 score, most people that look at vehicles like that are going to go in there with an 800 score, just or seven in the sevens. Just so you know, 620 is not bad, but it's not what you really should be going in debt with because you're going to be charged a lot of interest through your credit. And there's, like I say, that's nothing to do with the dealership at all. That's nothing to do with the salesman or even the floor manager at this point. That's what the bank terms are going to be. You're probably going to be looking at a $900 payment on the vehicle, that much, depending on how much you put down. And this is what I get a lot. People say they wanted me to put $8,000 down. Ain't no way it should be that much down. That's It's probably true. I mean, the bank is probably asking that much because based off your credit score. And nevertheless, even if it wasn't true, you should, if you have that to put down, you want to put that much down because if the more you put down, the lower your payments are going to be. And speaking of payments, people get confused. They don't read the paperwork. They just because they're emotionally involved, they just want to get their car and go. A lot of people don't understand. If you go in there with a 620 credit score, a lot of your payment that you're making is going to go towards the interest. You got the interest and you got the principal. Your car note would have been, if you had a better credit score, you probably would have been looking more at, let's say, these are not exact numbers, I'm just throwing this out there, $500. But since you had a 620 instead of 800, your payment is, let's say, $900 a month. So you're paying $400 in interest, only five is going towards the principal. That's why you're you're paying so much and it's taking longer time to pay off. You'll probably be stuck in like a 48 or let's just say 6 year payoff at $900 a month. So that's why you're going to charge a lot of interest. I know a lot of you already know that, but you'd be surprised about how many people don't. I get that a lot. A lot of people ask me that. So that's something to know if you have 620 credit score. In my opinion, that's just not a good idea to go to a dealership or buy a vehicle from a dealer. If you can afford it, if you got $8,000 to put down on the car anyway, you'd be surprised what used vehicles you can get for very affordable. $8,000 get you a good used vehicle as long as you take a mechanic with you or someone that knows what they're talking about, know what they're looking at. Make sure you're not getting something already wrecked or lemoned up or whatever, buttered up before you buy it. Sawdust in the engine block. As long as you don't get nothing like that, take somebody with you, know what they're doing. Don't buy the car unless they let you test drive it thoroughly, of course. But if you just go see somebody that's got a car for sale at their house or a cash car lot that you pay cash, that's what I recommend doing. I never recommend anybody going into debt with a vehicle because it's a depreciating asset. It's not really you're not. It's gonna be hard to turn around and make your money back. Even if you rent it out when you're not driving it, you're still gonna be making that big payment, and on top of the payment, you want to carry full coverage insurance because it's not your car. The car still belongs to the bank. Until you pay that car off, it's not your car. You're driving somebody else's car anyway. So that's just why I recommend paying cash for any vehicle you get. It's always best to pay cash. I don't care if it's not the 2021 Tahoe or 2020 Tahoe. For 8 grand, you can get a really nice 2012, maybe even 2013 Tahoe. But pretty low miles on it. They're out there, but you just gotta look, and you gotta make sure you take somebody with you, of course, to make sure you didn't get not get ripped off. But uh, that's pretty much all I have for this episode. Like I said before, I don't know if you can see it. This is my first episode, so I hadn't upgraded my software too much yet. I'm gonna have to try to get a better camera, but right, that's the name of my company, B&U Auto Sales. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, and obviously YouTube. And if you have any questions about a person's vehicle or whatever, even if it ain't for me, I will do my best to get back with you. I like educating people on the process, and this is just the beginning. I'll be giving a lot more tutorials or videos and to educate people on how it goes. I'm probably gonna catch a lot of hate about this from some of my car dealer buddies, but it is what it is. I think everybody needs to know this information, and it's not really nothing that should. If there are good people, like I try to be, like I strive to be, I feel like everybody should be honest anyway. And it's better for you to know this up front. The main thing you need to do if you are gonna buy a car from a dealership, um, if that's what you want. I mean, everybody has their own preference. Some people don't want to drive a car that's got somebody else been driving it, or they may want to buy from a dealership. So it's better off service from a dealership. But if that's you and that's what you want to do, you do you. But just do your research and check the Kelley Blue Book value of what you're buying, Black Book value, things of that nature. But if that's what you want to buy, by all means have at it. But just be educated when you're going in there. But like I said, this is my company, B&U Auto Sales. Um, and we have these shirts available. I thought I had one I could have held up for you to see a little closer, but you may can see that one in the background. But we sell these shirts, and people that share our content, we will be giving these shirts away. I'll be giving away $100 voucher points for if you buy a vehicle from me, you get $100 off, or depending on how much you share, you may get $500 off. Just depends on how much you try to help me, help you, help the community. But like I said, I appreciate you tuning in. Thank you for watching my very first YouTube episode. I hope it wasn't too bad on you. Share your hatred and love in the comments below. And thank you so much. You probably can find my link also to my Facebook page and link down below that shows you the vehicles I have for sale for the most part. But thank you again, and I hope you and yours continue to be blessed.